Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Dota players around the world. We are here, game number 1, Clan Bacon versus Team Platinum or Platinum Fighters. I am Java, joined by Shippy, and once again, Shippy, we are in for a big surprise this evening.
Most definitely. We are here. We don't know these teams. I've known Soul a little bit from Clan Bacon, but his team has been, reshuffled in so many ways. I don't know them anymore. So I'm very excited to see what we're going to see.
Well, South Africa in particular has a very unorthodox way of playing the meta. I assume a lot of these heroes that have been picked, knowing their opponents, trying to prefer having these big picks being picked out. I said pick a lot. Excuse that. But Axe, Slaughter, Witch Doctor, and on the other side of the coin, it's going to be the Void Spirit, Lich, and the PL being banned out for both these teams. Strong heroes in the meta, maybe? Or do you think it's just the scared of what pubs have done to players?
Well, not just pubs. If you look at our Dota buff, it's first top most popular hero, Void Spirit. It's been picked in just about all the games.
Yeah.
So what does that tell you?
Well, I
It's
mean,
popular.
he is super strong. I know we saw in the first leg of the qualifiers that Void Spirit being picked up was just a huge benefit for the teams. Something that you'd expect the hero to go down, and before you know it, he's killing a support on full HP when he's running around with 150. So it is a really strong hero in this patch. Teams obviously not really comfortable in playing against it or focusing on certain picks to try and kind of deal with it, but it opens up the pool for a lot more. And by saying that, we see the snap vibe being picked up, which previously was quite a big banded hero.
I love this hero. I've played it not as much as I would love to, but it's an epically strong hero. And
So,
personally, I've played it mid and it works. It just works.
So now you've got Snapfire being picked up. Now you normally want to combo that with something that kind of keeps heroes in place. Magnus Void is really good. Faceless Void is really good with him. Maybe a pack with the Dream Call being dropped down. So we'll see what Platinum Fighters decide to maybe synergize with him. They did go for the Bloodseeker. I suppose that works really well. If you stand still, you're going to get ultied. If you run, you're going to get ruptured. So either way, I think the Platinum Fighters have got some form of synergy already. Looking at Clan Bacon, opening up with the Spirit Breaker, I suppose maybe just a global threat.
It's still a pain in the ass, but I love that hero.
Oh, he's. I don't know about his 17. I think it's 17% bash RNG. I believe it's a lot more. At least when I play against him, he bashes every single time. If I ever play the hero, it's like never.
I've played Spirit Breaker, I think, last night for a change. It's been a while. It's still crazy strong.
You
If
know,
your enemy team doesn't have vision, you're screwed.
that's one thing that's going to put a lot of pressures on the side of Platinum Fighters. Hopefully the teams do get those wards up, get those sentries up, especially with the Spirit Breaker. We'll probably see a lot more river wards being placed just to make sure they can see the rotations from the Spirit Breaker. It's going to put Platinum Fighters mid player under a little bit of pressure, knowing that there's always a threat of the Spirit Breaker on the map. Being the first pick, maybe they could have looked for something a little bit more stronger, but obviously feeling very confident in picking up the Spirit Breaker first. Yeah, well, they ban out the Faceless Void for the sign of, for the side of Platinum Fighters. Obviously, looking for something a bit bigger. But I mean, what do you go bigger than a Faceless
Maybe
Void?
easier.
Well, we did see Monday night. We did see a Void pretty farmed, but just couldn't get those big bubbles that we needed.
That's the problem. If you can't get the bubble to land, what's the point?
Mm.
But my favorite little chickie has joined the fight. A Crystal Maiden.
You know, when I started playing Dota, I always hated Crystal Maiden because she would be the softest hero on the field. You would get into a fight and you would die. Literally, that's what would happen. And you're expected as a support now to run in the middle of the fight and drop your ulti, and I would just die instantly. As I got better at Dota, or I hope I got better, then eventually I started surviving and actually realized the actual strength of the Crystal Maiden. The root is just unbelievably strong. They countered that with picking up the life stealer, so obviously the rage will be able to fight through that. We'll see how it goes, but the synergy now with the Mars, I'm
that's
actually
even better for Snapfire.
yeah, I'm actually. I mean, look at the synergy. I mean, Platinum Fighters have really thought about this. You drop the arena, you've then got the blood right from the Bloodseeker being thrown down. Everyone gets silenced inside the arena. Crystal Maiden, she does her fancy dance, bringing ice shards from the skies, and Snapfire can sit outside and do his thing. So, really scary. Gonna have to really look to Clan Bacon to try and make a some kind of counterplay here. Maybe Nugget just to kind of silence or reset fights. Maybe I don't know what where you go from here. Where would you go here if you're Clan Bacon?
Well, there's still a lot of options available. If you really want to screw up Mars specifically, OD is not a bad. OD does quite a lot of damage. You can negate most of the stuff. Snapfire ult, you just bubble yourself or your teammate. Mars jumps in, bubble. So you can avoid a lot of stuff just by using one ability.
I know, but to put your mid laner in the line of fire to try and prevent something like that, so they decide to go for the Storm Spirit. I don't know. Look, he's good at being able to avoid the Rupture. He's good at being able to avoid a lot of things. But if he gets stunned out by the arrow and then gets rooted by the Crystal Maiden, he could be in a lot of trouble here. It looks like they're going to probably try and see what Platinum Fighters are going to just be able to round out the draft. Already it's looking really scary.
A Storm Spirit. Well, a Storm can at least dodge the Mars' stuff, so that helps.
I'm worried about the root, really, from the Crystal Maiden.
Yeah, the root and Bloodseek. If you ult the Storm Spirit, you're still going to die. So Storm has
I actually don't know.
Lincolns.
I don't actually know the mechanics behind that. Maybe you'll know better. You say the Rupture still works even when he balls. Does the Rupture still count?
He moves, remember? He moves.
So then why would they pick a Storm into a Bloodseeker?
Blood, that's what I'm saying. That's not a great pick in my opinion. That's why I'm saying if Storm rushes a Lincoln's, yes, by all means, then it works. Then it's a way to sort it out.
Yeah, but I mean, then
still,
you just got
risky, eh?
Yeah, it is really. So far, I mean, looking at the draft already, I'm really favoring Platinum Fighters. It seems like they've actually thought about what they want to do on their draft here. We'll see how Clan Bacon decides to actually play it out. They've got a lot of it feels like they've actually chosen a little bit more comfort picks, in my opinion. It doesn't mean that there's not good synergy. You've got the Darkseer where it comes later to fights. You've got the Iron Shell, they can put it around Lifestealer. They've got the Disruptor to try and control out the team fight. So Crystal Maiden's ulti is pretty much going to be negated. They can drop the Static Storm into the arena as well, which will also negate a lot. Spirit Breaker, if he gets caught in the arena, he can't do much but fight in the arena. I think a lot of the Platinum Fighters is going to be taking those fights around the arena, so they need something they can fight a little bit more often. And they do. They pick up the Queen of Pain. They naturally picks up an Orchid. Which will be able to deal with the Storm Spirit as well. So I'm really interested to see how this pans out.
Look, this can work. This can seriously work. You've got all that damage that you can throw into one ulti, but what if that ulti misses?
Yeah.
They're all relying on Mars. What if Mars misses?
The thing is, I think they can take a lot of fights without the arena. To actually be honest, I mean, they've got the root from the Crystal Maiden, they've got the Rupture from the Bloodseeker, Snapfire.
Just the cookie.
Yeah, they did it for the cookie. Surprisingly, that stun is actually really good as well. So
it's pain in my ass.
Yeah, I'm actually really scared for Clan Bacon. I think the only way they win this is really getting a fed Lifestealer. Then again, Lifestealer against the Mars, I mean, he's got that damage reduction as soon as you face on your opponent. So it's going to make it really interesting. I'm really keen to see how Clan Bacon decides to play this. I could be missing something completely, but at this point in time, I'm actually favoring Platinum Fighters purely on draft. So, Clan Bacon, it's up to you to show us how this is meant to be played.
I'm agreeing with you on draft and at last pick Storm. Now, I'm feeling Platinum Fighters as a way of dealing with people. They've
We're gonna wait and see. They're gonna put on a show for us, but nonetheless, the game is underway. I am Jabba, joined by Sheepy. This is going to be the first game of the evening on this beautiful Thursday evening, and it is going to be Platinum Fighters versus Clan Bacon. Every time I say Clan Bacon, I'm actually getting a little bit peckish.
then you shouldn't have cast it a few times because it tends to get very hungry when you go, Clan Baker's doing it! Then you kind of.
I'm gonna just say CB, and PF when things get too hectic. And it looks like we're going to start off with the smoke. Most of the boys here on Platinum Fighters, PF, is congregating in this section here. They're going to try and maybe get this bounty, but both teams just congregating around the top, trying to see what they can find. So we got the first smoke coming up here from BC, or CB, Clan Bacon. And they're going to completely miss each other.
While we're seeing this, do you want to introduce Clan Bacon to everyone?
Absolutely, because they're going to be an introduction to myself. So they gathered all on the same screen at the moment. So for Clan Bacon, it is going to be JZ or JS going to be playing our Baratheum or our Spellbreaker. Soul going to be playing our Disruptor. Leet or Ronnie Leet are going to playing our Darkseer. Lifestealer going to be playing their POS 1 Slasher. And last but not least, it's going to be Trickster on the Storm Spirit, and he's going to be fighting mid. Take it away for the side of the Dire.
Alright, quickly running down the mid lane. Bloodseeker being played by a very tidy person. I mean tidy. Following him, we've got Crystal Maiden with a piece of wood, or just Hout, if you want to call him that.
Hout.
Hopefully he's going to sing for us a little bit, theme song from... And in the mid lane, but do you want to know the theme song?
Yeah, I do.
Let it go.
I let it go.
Okay,
all right. I give it to you.
In the mid lane, we've got what? Okay, I'm guessing it's Wee Phoenix on the Queen of Pain. That's a bit hard to say. Right, in the bot lane, Baby Young playing a Snapfire, and Platinum Boss, I'm believing he's the captain himself. He's doing the Marsh thing, just standing shield strong, being the boss, you know?
That's his job. He's got to keep it real, got to keep it strong. Looking at the lanes though, Shippy. Let's take a look at the lanes. Let's start in the top lane. Bloodseeker, Crystal Maiden going to be playing against the Darkseer and Spirit Breaker. Already the Spirit Breaker trying to give as much XP as he can to the Darkseer, waiting to get those charges off. Trying to pull the lane. I think he was maybe a little bit off, or he just trying to get those creeps to actually aggro under the tower. It's going to make it a little bit harder for Tidy to actually get those last hits. And the Iron Shell still doing a little bit of damage, but the fact that he's got his lifesteal on, not going to do too much against him.
No, of course, that's going to help. So Spirit Breaker is, I'm guessing, the POS 4 for Platinum Fighter. And not for Platinum, for Clan Bacon. Then the Snapfire also POS 4 for Platinum Fighters. That's actually not bad for... Well, you need your Snapfire to get experience. That's a fact. It needs experience for that level 6 as soon as possible.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This Iron Shell is doing actually quite a bit of work here. You got the Iron Shell around the Spirit Breaker, and all he's doing is just charging down the heroes, and already Crystal Maiden is just under half HP. Tidy at least can be able to steal a lot of his HP back, so that is a little bit of a help as well. But a root has come out here for Leet, saying a little bit of damage. Didn't actually get aggro by the tower, so he's lucky there. He's going to survive through it.
I must say, I don't worry that much about this top. The Crystal and Blood, I think they will survive. I don't see any issues coming up any moment.
Trickster, I like this play that he's doing here. Something that mids need to abuse a little bit more. He's using those neutral camps that are a little bit closer. So he stacked the camp for himself. Unfortunately, it didn't stack, but it gives him a little bit of an extra income considering the Quap is just going to bully him out of lane. This dagger is actually quite a big problem. He jumps in, going to get first blood. Just missed it, but we playing that perfectly. And I suppose Storm Spirit being a little bit greedy there, he did have the salve to actually salve up, and Queen of Pain just deciding, nope, to die, now is now, just jump, go, die.
Yeah, he literally walked into vision and Queen was like, oh well, I've got blink, let's do this. Yippee-ki-yay.
Yeah, first blood on your mid, that's not something you want to let go. So we're picking up first blood here for the side of Platinum Fighters. They off to a decent start. She's got a bottle and enough for boots if she wants to pick it up now as well. She can crew it out to her, so maybe she's waiting for something else before she does do that.
Good, now I've got my full attention. Everyone has finally started the game, so now you got my attention.
All right, fantastic. For those of you that don't know, Shippy is the tournament organizer, so if he did sound that he was a little bit distracted, he probably was making sure everyone was taken care of, and I'm glad that you're in it, and now we're going to win it.
Let's do it.
Oh, fantastic. All right, let's take a look at the top. It looks like they're just fighting around a bunch of newts here. But, I mean, I was saying a little bit
Not
earlier.
even stacked.
Yeah, I mean, the strength of this Iron Shell, just as soon as they start going onto the heroes, is just absolutely devastating. Crystal Maiden is, as soon as she gets seen, look, here we go. Here's a perfect example. There's the Iron Shell. Okay, he gets rooted out, but he's going to be able to catch her. Oh, no, okay, he just turns around.
But I see him at least prepped for it. She already has a ring of regen, so that's going to help sustain some of the damage from the...
Oh, Storm Spirit, though, his HP went a little bit low there. So this is looking for another opportunity to jump. Quap. She's got everything. She hoys it out, throws out the dagger. Going to right-click it. I don't think it's enough here. Trickster's going to go down again. We're picking up another kill. He's going to be able to heal himself through it. But Spirit Breaker, he wants a little bit love. There's the charge. Throws out the scream. Comes under the tower. That's a little bit very ambitious, Jays. He does have ulti. She does throw it out. There's the dagger. He's going to go down. There's no way he can survive through it. Picking himself up. Another kill in the mid lane. In the meantime, bot lane, I don't even know what happened there. There was Soul like super diving. Where did he die?
I have no idea. I was focusing on
bounties.
that screen, was waiting for it.
There must have been bounties.
Most probably bounties and CM just chasing him down. Wait, CM's here? When did that happen?
She must have TP'd when they saw the disruptor trying to get the bounties. We focused on mid. I think it was a bit of a bigger kill than seeing our disruptor go down. Pos 5 dying. It's consequential. Inconsequential.
True. I see disruptor charging in on rotating into top lane. That's on a tower. I don't think you want to try and get a kill here like that.
No, but he can't. The thing is with Spirit Breaker, he is actually kind of tanky, so you could maybe try and make a play there. They now brought Soul top, expecting the CM to actually rotate back. She does, and she's going to make her way back into lane. I'm actually surprised that the CM is actually being able to survive in this lane, considering how low HP she is. While I've busy been talking, we missed a kill in the mid lane. I assume it was pretty much the rinse repeat maneuver.
Same concept.
Yeah, dagger, scream, being able to pick up a kill. So Storm Spirit, she's going to have a tough time. Quap does win this lane. Soul. Well, we do have a disconnect. Okay, this is unfortunate. But looking at the mid lane, Soul in a little bit of trouble here. Does actually throw down the kinetic field. Hopefully he's going to survive through that. We'll see if that happens. Quap, she's pretty much, at this point in the game, she's actually doing really well. Surprisingly, though, Shippy, just take a look at this. I mean, this is crazy. Okay, so Storm Spirit's died 3 times, I think. Let's have a look.
Yeah, he's died 3 times.
Quap has got 4 kills, but the last hits actually favor the Storm Spirit. Just out of interest, let's just take a quick look at the net worth. Okay, Quap is sitting at the top because obviously 3 kills on the Storm Spirit, kill on the Spirit Breaker does put him there. But I mean, look at the last hits. It's not enough. It's not enough. Quap should be. What was the
another K almost ahead. I would almost
Mm.
say almost but 500 gold if he had the same amount of or not same amount, but actually focused last hit.
I mean, a good benchmark that most players try and benchmark themselves against is by the 10-minute mark. You want, if let's say you're a pro player, or at least you're in the topper tiers in SA Dota, you want to be hitting around 60 last hits per 10 minutes. So every 10 minutes, you should have 60 last hits. So we're about 7 minutes in. Obviously, it gets easier as the game progresses. It's easier to clear camps. It's easier to clear last hits. But the first 10, 20 minutes is basically what
crucial.
wins. Yeah, that's what kind of wins your lanes, wins your games. And Pop is not close enough.
Yeah, but that's where the fear comes in now.
But I mean, my favorite saying is wild farm creeps when you can farm heroes. And it seems to be working.
It's faster gold.
Was the goal, and I suppose the way that Storm Spirit has been dying is pretty much like a neutral.
True that, but Storm can clear creep camps faster than he can farm so much faster with literally one ability.
But the thing is, then his support needs to come. Why can't I draw on my map? Okay, maybe because we paused. Control, I'm trying. It's not giving me any love. Anyway, so I've got on my screen at the moment this Newt camp. This Newt camp is basically where the Storm Spirit should actually be stacking for himself, trying to pick up those kills. If he can't get the stacking done, then maybe get Soul to come in, stack a little bit of the jungle so he can catch up. Because at this point in time, Storm Spirit needs to get that Orchid online so he can jump the Quap before the Quap gets her Orchid. Because as soon as the Quap gets her Orchid, it's going to be a problem. The good news is that Storm Spirit's not too far behind in terms of last hits, just in terms of kills, which is a little bit of a problem, but I think it is still something that can be caught up if they can actually get the farm out of the jungle.
No, completely makes sense. I agree with you there. I don't know. The Storm has a comeback mechanic that I love. Seriously, I love Storm. I play him a lot. But so what I'm trying to think of, if Clan Bacon wants to come back in this, they're already 0-6, which is not great. But Lifesteal is at least out farming in last hit wise most of the other team.
Yes.
Which is good.
But even if the Lifestealer farms, they're going to have to use the Static Storm from the Disruptor to make sure they lock down the Quap. Because the Quap is just going to be able to blink away. At the moment, they've got no guaranteed stuns for the side of Clan Bacon. So they've got nothing to hold down the Quap. She can pretty much do her own thing unless the Disruptor gets his Static Storm down. So it's going to be a big play on the Disruptor to make sure that he gets the silence down, making sure the Quap can't get away, because Lifestealer can't chase down a blinking Quap. While that's happening, she jumps it. Well, she runs into the middle of the battle. She does her thing, screams, throws out the dagger. She blinks out. The rest of the team is now pitched up for Platinum Fighters. She's on the outside and she just throws down her Sonic Wave, blows everyone up, and there's nothing there to get on top of the Queen of Pain. You got the Spirit Breaker, but that's not a guaranteed CC. That's not a disable. That's nothing to actually control out the hero, which is going to make it a bit of a problem.
Initial stun, and that's that.
Yeah, so that's why we were, for those of you that are just joining us, that's why we were a little bit worried about Clan Bacon's draft. They're relying a lot on the Lifestealer. The Storm Spirit didn't have a great start. Maybe can excel later to the game if it gets farmed, but a lot of it is relying on the Disruptor to make sure that Static Storm comes down. I think we've painted the picture that Clan Bacon is in a lot of trouble, and I think rightfully so. We are about 7 minutes in already. The scoreboard is 0-6. It's putting a lot of pressure on the side of Clan Bacon to make it happen. But while the pause is taking place, I'm going to just jump in here, Shippy, really quick. Gamers Pub is got a birthday bash that's happening, guys. I'm going to, for those of you that are on stream, I'm just going to quickly jump to it so you can see it on the right side of your screen. If you're in the area, if you want to come through, do pop by and visit. They're sponsoring a little bit of the tournament as well. So a lot of love to them. It is going to be their first birthday bash. I wonder if I can actually try and read it completely for you guys, the invitation. But I am...
Does it want to work? Come on.
No, it's coming up. It's coming up. So those of you on stream can see the ticket is 50 Rand entrance. You get raffles. You get put into the prize. It's going to be a lot of fun. If I'm in the area, I'm definitely going to try and pull through. I love these kind of LAN events. It's something that I think South Africa is missing a lot. I know I was growing up in the times and the eras of when LANs and going to friends' houses was like a lot of fun, and fighting to actually like get your network running. For those of you nowadays where you just have to plug in your network cable or connect to the Wi-Fi, you guys have got it easy. I remember the days when we had to set up our own IP addresses. I don't know if it was the same for you, Shippy, but the LAN days.
You're initially from Joburg, right?
Yeah, I am.
So, do you know Liberty Land?
Of course I know Liberty Land. Of course.
Now, I was there for the last Liberty Land, and it was sad to see them go. It was one of the best freaking lands we could actually...
You know, it was so nice is that because everyone, when you're behind your computer screen, you become like keyboard warriors, and you're like, yeah, I'll meet you at KFC Bayside and bring your friends kind of thing. And I mean, everyone hides behind the computers, but when you go to a LAN and you meet people and you get to chat to them, you get to talk about the same things that you're interested in. Like, I can sit and have a conversation about Dota for hours on end. Anyone that plays Dota, I can sit and have a conversation with you. We can theory craft the most incredible team that you want to have, and we can just have at it. And there's nothing greater than sitting around and just talking about your passions. And gaming's been a passion of mine for ages. So going to these kind of LAN events is always fun.
No, well, one of my favorite LAN events, like I said, was always Liberty LAN, the people. And like I said, yes, you see those keyboard warriors and everything, and all of a sudden, they're not that loud anymore. But then you get the odd one that goes, yo ma, and yo ma. And you can just imagine what words came after that. But
yeah.
At the brawl outside or something, or they just keep on swearing at each other. And I think the one time I saw a mouse flying, but yeah, that's just stuff that happened. Let's keep it at that.
It's just one of those great events. So if you guys are around, it's in Irene. It's near Centurion. So if you guys are around, do pop by. If you guys aren't too sure of what's happening, I think you can go to the ELSA website, and I'll have a little bit more details there. Am I right, Shippy?
I hope so.
All right.
Not made aware of a lot of that, so Peaches will.
Peaches on production.
Have it ready for everyone.
This is a big production studio that we've set up here. So I'm just getting our director Peaches to try and give us some feedback on what and where people can actually find this information, especially if you guys are in the client, you're not too sure of where to go. It is on Facebook. I've just got word back. It is on Facebook, on the ELSA website, or on Gamers Pub. Just go and have a look there, and you guys will be able to see where to come through and partake in a little bit of some LAN fun. Chippy, how long has this pause been? I don't want to break any rules, but how long has this pause been?
We're sitting on almost 10 minutes now.
10 minutes, all right. So the rules do state that if the game has been paused for more than 15 minutes, it is going to be a forfeit for the team that can't play on. I suppose they get to play 4v5 and see if they can pull something through, or is it a complete forfeit?
Only if the other team's captain approves.
Okay.
Otherwise.
Okay.
So it is a fact. If the other team still wants to keep on playing, I'm not going to deny them that. They will play, or the other team will be in a disadvantage. So if both teams agree, then we continue as.
I suppose if this is an opportunity to actually try and just get some points up, I mean, why would you continue playing, to be fair?
I agree.
Yeah,
Most
all right, but
definitely.
we'll see. It's up to the team captains. We're just here to tell you what happens and how it goes out. We're going to just keep talking away. So I got more word back from our production manager, Peaches, as actually said it's an actual get-together. So mingling, a little bit of chatting. So it's going to be a LAN vibe, probably without the PCs.
I just got news.
Sorry?
He just said he will sponsor our drinks.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay, fantastic. Okay. Thanks, Peach. Oh, you're
He's
such
so
a peach.
kind.
You know, every time I say Peaches, you know, my mind goes straight back to Face Off. Have you seen Face Off?
Yes.
I can eat peaches. I can eat peaches for hours. This is what happens when the game pauses for more than 10 minutes. This is what happens, guys. Things start getting a little bit crazy, a little bit rowdy, but it's all right. What else can we mention about this game? I mean, we've pretty much
covered everything. The wording is minimal, so not enough to mention.
Okay,
really.
let me ask you a question. Right, so you're sitting in Clan Bacon's captain's seat, and you're saying, "All right, boys, we made a bit of a boo boo on the draft. We've got to play it as it comes. Maybe we picked the wrong heroes by mistake or intentionally, whatever it is. How do you, or what do you do to actually bring back this game?
Well,
I mean, the networks aren't huge. The networks
if it was
aren't
in
huge.
seat, I would be on the toilet now thinking, oh my sack. All right, I've got this.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to stay calm.
Yeah.
We're going to play full time, try 4v5 fights, even though we lose, but make space for Lifestealer and Storm Spirit to get huge. That's going to be the main goal at the moment. Let them get huge. If that works, then you might actually see a few stuff going.
Look, it's a potential. It's an absolute potential if that can happen. One thing that is also one thing that's also a little bit worrying is that the sonic wave from the Queen of Pain, that's pure damage, Papa. That's pure damage. So what happens to pure damage when you're raging?
Yeah, it's not going to negate anything.
Yeah.
You're going to feel it.
So we'll see.
So he needs to tank up and buff up. That's the words. Tank up and buff up.
Yeah. I like, if you had to ask me the question, I actually wouldn't know what could actually take place here. They probably need to, so their big probably win condition is to make sure that the Bloodseeker doesn't get too farmed, because the Quap is not, she's top of net worth, but that's just because of a couple of kills from Storm Spirit. So Storm Spirit just needs to play a little bit more safe. He maybe needs to go into the jungle, avoid dying to the Quap. The Quap will actually fall off. The last hits from the Quap haven't been the greatest. So if Storm didn't even appear in the lane, it would have probably even been better, to be honest. So maybe get the Storm into the jungle, let the Quap do its thing, and then maybe try and rotate 3 top and try and deal with the Bloodseeker. Probably that is something that I'd do. They've got a lot of time. They've had a lot of time to try and arrange this whole strategy session. We've lost the Lifestealer for almost 15 minutes. I mean, how much pause time do we have left?
They've probably got 30 seconds left.
Okay. So if there's another DC, we pretty much toast for the side of Clan Bacon. It would be terrible if it was on the side of Platinum Fighters, considering they're actually a little bit in the lead here. But yeah, another kill happening in the top. Nice little cookie. And that is a disconnect. So do you want to start timing now? But Bacon just called okay. 30 seconds. GG. He's called it. Game's called. And that's it, ladies and gents. As quick as that, the game is GG'd. We have about 7 minutes of playtime. And done. They've got a sub, so we'll be probably jumping into game 2. So I think the guys are just pretty much going to call it here. I think it's a decent tap out. I think they feel that the draft's a little bit weaker. Hopefully this time around they can get around the table and say, right, boys, this is what we need to do. This is what we need to make happen, and we're going to take it from there. So we won't spend too much time in this screen. We'll jump straight into the next game. I'll let the tournament web page come up with a little bit of music. As soon as the game's ready to start, we'll be underway. Probably give us a few minutes to get the next game up. Until then, we'll see you guys soon. 5 minutes. Done. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Dota players around the world. We are back. Game number 2 of Platinum Fighters versus Clan Bacon. The first game was a little bit of a disaster where one of the players actually DC'd. They weren't also having a good time by the time the game ended. We were 0-6, but game 2 is underway. So as soon as the teams have picked, we're going to be shaking and baking. But you are with Jabba, myself, and I am joined by Shippy. Shippy, let's hope we see a little bit of a better draft from Clan Bacon, my boy.
Let's see. Spitfire ban, respectfully. I didn't do much, but banned.
I suppose they
Didn't
could
see
see the
that
potential. They could see the potential.
Especially with that lineup. That's pure synergy lineup. Ooh, which doctor am I?
So this is maybe a little bit of a better opening. Oh wow, okay, but the Void Spirit gets through. Grimstroke.
Oh, well done.
Okay, all right. So Clan Bacon this time getting themselves the Void Spirit. I know you and I we've pretty much said that Void Spirit is an indomitable force. If he was a real character, a real person, he'll probably be able to destroy planets. This is how powerful the Void Spirit is. So Clan Bacon, they're managing to get their hands up on the Void Spirit. Team Platinum, or Platinum Fighters, better known as, they pick up the Witch Doctor.
And the blood again.
They probably felt the blood was doing really well. They didn't go for the Crystal Maiden this time around, opting for the Witch Doctor. I suppose opening up with your POS 5 kind of makes it harder to kind of counter the Void Spirit.
Probably, but remember the previous game, they only picked up the Crystal Maiden in the second phase of.
Yeah, so they had something that they could actually now deal with the cause. You know, I actually, if I was captain, I would probably prefer to pick up your POS 3, POS 4 in the first phase. The reason being is you can let your hard 5 kind of be your counter for something that you just need to deal with. So picking up the Witch Doctor, you've got the Coconut, but the Void Spirit can always just jump into his rings or his Dissimulate, and he can disappear. So there's not much lockdown so far for Void Spirit. This time around, Clan Bacon doing a little bit better in terms of CC. They've got the Inkswell and the Grimstroke. They've got the Silence from the Grimstroke. They've got that Remnant. I think that's what the ability is called in Void Spirit, to try and hold the hero.
That's true, Remnant.
Is it Remnant?
I think so.
Oh wow, I'm going to even impress myself now. Hey.
Let me confirm first before you get your hopes up.
Oh, you have to break my heart, eh? Hey, Shippy, you have to break my heart. All right, well,
that's
that's all right. I can take it. All
right. You are 50% correct.
Okay, so I was wrong that it's Remnant, but he does have an ability called Remnant, right?
It's either Remnant.
Oh, okay, all right. So I got half the name wrong. Okay.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. 50% right.
50%. All right, I was
not
close.
bursting your bubble completely.
It's a pass.
Exactly, in South African standards, yes.
Yeah. All right, well, let's take a look at the bans. Anything that really notably stands out to you, right? Well, Platinum Fighters taking away the Meepo, getting rid of the PL, not wanting to deal with that, banning out the Faceless Void, the Jugger, the Lich. On the side of Clan Bacon, banning out that Snapfire. I call it Snapfish. I don't know why.
Well, makes sense.
Maybe because
every time I see a Snapfire, I just think, did you take the dragon from How to Train Your Dragon?
I've actually never watched that.
It looks like, if you look at the dragon, it looks like something created by DreamWorks.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Is it? Okay, no, I've actually never noticed. Well, not that I've actually watched How to Train Your Dragon.
Ah, see, that's your childhood problem.
Yeah, that's a Jabba problem right there, peeps. That's a Jabba problem.
I see.
Yeah. Well, Clan Bacon banning out the Puck, banning out the Mars, banning out the Mag, so they could see that the potential for their team fight was a lot better in the first game. This time around, they're dealing with that really well, Clan Bacon. So far, Clan Bacon, their draft is looking a lot better. They've got Inkswell up on the Clockwork, synergizes really well as with the Void Spirit. So far, Clan Bacon, I feel that this time around their draft is a little bit better synergized. We'll see how Platinum Fighters decide to round up their draft. One thing about the Witch and the Bloodseeker, you're going to drop the coconut, throw down the Death Ward. The Blood Right's going to make your players run away. I suppose maybe you got the Rupture to kind of hold them in place. But do you take damage from the Death Ward or you take damage from the Rupture? So it's...
Mini.
Yeah.
That's how it feels, at least.
Ghost Scepter. Ghost Scepter could be a big buy, yeah?
True. That can help.
Ogre Magi. Alright, so gonna get there. Probably pos for the Ogre Magi. Really strong support at the moment. He's really tanky. Takes a lot to bring down this hero. We'll wait and see if he decides to go for that Midas, where he can just Midas 4 creeps and instantly disappears and instantly makes him rich. We'll see if the Ogre Magi decides to buy that. I actually have never bought the Midas on the Ogre Magi, to be honest. Although then again, I don't play Ogre Magi often.
Experiment. It works, but it takes so long to get to there. But the moment you get there, it's amazing.
Okay, so Clan Bacon decides to go for Axe. I'm feeling Clan Bacon, you being a little bit too melee heavy here. Need to kind of just round that off a little bit. So they're probably looking for their pos 1 Clan Bacon. It probably maybe a... Look, I would like to see a ranged hero. What do you put in a pos 1 position as a ranged hero? Maybe a Luna, still pretty close. Maybe a Sniper Drow, but playing that in the safe lane, I don't know.
Monkey King.
Monkey King's actually really good. Okay. I was actually going to mention it.
That can work. You've got range.
No, well, for Platinum Fighters, Monkey's actually really good against the Axe. Really good.
Oh, definitely, yes.
Counters him completely, so Axe is going to be in a little bit of a sticky spot.
What do you think Clan Bacon's pos 1 is going to be?
Probably the Drow or Sniper. I'd like to see a range call. You've got Void Spirit melee. He's going to want to jump in there. You've got the X that's going to want to jump in there. You've got a Clock that's going to want to jump in there.
What if you go something a little bit odd, like a Doomsday?
Doomsday. That will give them the late game.
It will definitely give them the late game.
I haven't seen this done before, but maybe an OD.
Possible.
OD in the safe lane. I mean, it's a little bit of a stretch.
Void in the safe lane can also...
I think he needs the levels. Look, I don't play Void Spirit too often, but I feel that he's one of those heroes that just kind of needs those levels. I suppose so does the OD. I'm actually liking your Medusa pick. That could actually be really good. Although, with the Wukong's command, you don't really want to be running away with Stone Gaze on. So it could be something. I suppose you pick up the Hurricane Pike, he'll get himself out of the Wukong's command. I'm still liking your Medusa pick. Yeah, for Clan Bacon. I think it's a strong pick.
In my opinion, it makes sense.
Bloodseeker and Monkey King, they want to jump on top of you. Stone Gaze will prevent that. Okay, alright.
And then Axe just jumps in and say, who's it?
Yep. Okay, I like the Medusa. I like that call.
There's the only thing I can think of that will finish the lineup. And it's still possible in the safe lane.
So the only problem is they don't have enough CC again. Well, I'm thinking for Clan Bacon now, they're going to have to expend something to actually deal with the Witch Doctor. If the Clockworks, Assault Battery, or the Silence, or the Call doesn't find the Witch Doctor...
Well, they've got the Remnant as well.
Got the Remnant, but Void Spirit will probably also be going a Yule Scepter as well. I suppose they've got enough to deal with the Witch Doctor, but you really want to be dealing with a POS 5 when you're going to be dealing with the higher cores or the top tier cores more.
The Team Platinum has a lot of lockdown. That's just the fear that I'm seeing. Templar Assassin as a last.
I do like this though for Platinum Fighters.
That finishes up the draft quite well. It's got a lot of stun, a lot of close range, want to fight in your face. Medusa is literally going to be the only pain if they pick Medusa.
I'm wondering if they can pause one of Harper.
That can work because it's tanky, can survive this. Doesn't have a stun or anything, but the damage is good.
All right, so we've been trying to guess heroes here for the side of Clan Bacon, and the reason why we've been focusing on Clan Bacon a bit more is because in game 1 their draft was a little bit lackluster. So this time around it's a little bit better rounded. I think the TA was a little bit of a curveball that was thrown into the mix, so we'll see what Cam Bacon decides to throw out. Although Shippy, I really like a Medusa call, eh? I think it's a good pick here.
It feels solid, in my opinion. It seriously feels like a solid.
Who else could they actually pick? Maybe a Lena, maybe a Drow. I wouldn't be too upset if they picked a Drow, to be honest.
Agree, but then you need to make sure Accent Clock is in the front line constantly.
You see,
You
what's
can't
nice?
let anyone slip past.
No, absolutely. But you'll also have the Void Spirit in the front lines as well. What I do like about the Drow, if all this the CC doesn't reach the Witch Doctor, you've still got the Gust from the Drow that can actually deal with something. And the Medusa has been picked up. So nice call on the Medusa. I think it was the Drow or the Medusa that would have been a decent pick. The reason why I like the Drow is just for the Gust to deal with the Witch Doctor, and the cooldowns are really quick. Medusa probably maybe going to lean towards picking up an Ags. That could probably also potentially be a good buy in what they're leading towards, why they picked up the Medusa. But yeah, overall, what do you think of the draft, Ships?
Personal opinion, with the Dusa pickup, I'm liking Clan Bacon's draft. The Dusa finishes it off for me beautifully.
It gives them late game. I must be honest. I think
Yes.
if we look at Platinum Fighters, they've now got a timing limit. I think like maybe around about 35 to 40 minutes. They've got to try and finish out this game. If it goes past that, Medusa's I think is going to be just a little bit too strong. And it's going to be a lot for the side of Platinum Fighters to actually get to the Medusa. If the clock X initiates their initiation, if their initiation's on point, there's no way they're going to get to the Medusa, and they're just going to push high ground.
That's what I'm saying. And if they do decide to jump the Dusa, you're going to have a big surprise because your hero is not magical focused. So Dusa is just going to stone gaze all of you and boom. And you can't stop it. The moment she stone gazes, well, you can go BKB probably. But
no, even if you go
That's
BKB, it goes through Stone goes through BKB. If I remember correctly, if nothing's changed. But you know what's really scary, Ship, is you get the X to jump in. That's just theory craft here at team fight. X jumps in, gets a 5-man call. All of a sudden runs in back to the Medusa that's busy stone gazing. That's like a 5-man stone gaze on top of a call. That is massive.
yeah, that's going to be a problem, eh?
Yeah.
That's going to be a pain to handle.
That is going to be a problem. So, guys, we are in game number 2 of the ELSA qualifiers. It is night 2. We did have our first night on Monday. Tonight, we've got our second round of games taking place. I'm Jabba, joined by second group. Second group. You see that's why I co-cast with you, but that's why you're here with me, is to correct my mistakes.
Of course.
So we're on night 2, group 2 of the event, and first game took place. Clan Bacon didn't look so strong this time around. Their draft looking a lot more solid, and I think Shippy, you've said Clan Bacon's draft is a little bit stronger. I wouldn't disagree with you. I suppose Team Platinum Fighters have got a little bit more work to do, and they've got a little bit of a timing window that they need to close out the game, I feel. But with that all said and done, welcome to game number 2. This is the last game of the evening. So sit back, relax, have some popcorn, and hopefully this is going to be an entertaining game and not a 0-6 game again.
Nah, I hope so. It's not like that.
This time round, they're getting a little bit more frisky. Previous game, they actually dodged one another, but here we go. Here's the fight. Inkswell being dropped down here by Sol. They're going to get the stun out onto Wings. Monkey King's going to go down. Battery Assault's going to be good enough. And Potato, the sub player, has made his first appearance and getting first blood. So the lifestealer, I think it was, who was the lifestealer? I can't remember now. Slasher. So Slasher, he took one for the team. He left and brought in Potato, and immediately showing the dividends, getting first blood here for his team.
So it seems the POS 4 that played the Spirit Breaker is now playing the POS 1 on the Void. It's going to be a Medusa versus a Templar Assassin. How do you think that line of mashup is actually going to work?
Okay, so this is really interesting. Medusa, mid lane, with the Void Spirit in the safe lane. Okay, so if they were going to do this, I'm actually feeling that maybe they could have actually played the Viper mid, something to actually win the lane against the TA. Completely. I thought they were actually going to put the Medusa in the safe lane. So, okay, so we'll see how this pans out here for Clan Bacon. It's something you brought up. I didn't notice until you said it. This could be a bit of a problem. Jump into the bot lane though really quickly. Weeps almost been brought down. Alright. Got too excited there. A little bit too quick.
Almost excited.
Deal.
It's still looking stable.
Oh, Monkey King. You know, this is where his strength is. Even though he's taking a huge amount of damage, it's going to be so hard to bring him down because of that Jingu mastery. He'll just right click, fourth hit, and he just gets his HP back. So this is going to be a problem here for the offlane side of Platinum Fighters.
Well,
no, Clan Bacon.
That's the trick. Don't get punched. If Monkey looks at you, turn around and just let somebody else take a hit. Because look at that. This might actually be a kill on Potato.
Oh, if they went under the
Monkey's
tower, that would have been.
Monkey's respecting it, so it's fine.
I want to jump back to this this discussion we were having because this is really interesting. Deciding to put the Medusa up against the TA.
Well, Dusa will get a farm, no doubt about that. She will definitely get a farm, but will she win the lane? That's the bigger question.
And do you think the Void Spirit in the safe lane was the better call? I don't know. I just think the Void Spirit in the safe lane... Look, I'm not a Void Spirit player, so I'm actually just theory crafting here, but I think you get a lot more out of the mid lane as the Void Spirit, maybe putting something else up against... I thought the Medusa was going to be up against the Bloodseeker, and all the Medusa really needed to farm and didn't even need to contest.
True, then. With Dusa in the safe lane, you kind of guarantee... Oh,
Well,
somebody died.
Well, no, we got to kill at the bottom lane. The clock being a little bit too aggressive, not going to be able to bring down the Monkey King, was just being able to right click him away. Ronnie trying to see if he can actually find Weepix. He's going to try and fight it out here. I don't know if this is such a good idea. It is going to be 2-on-1. He's going to get the Helix. Ronnie taking down Weepix on the Monkey King. I think that was just a little bit of overzealousy. Hoping that those Jingo masteries. Yeah.
That's pure damage. It works. And Axe with pure damage just does damage.
Nice cogs there. Oh, Potato, nice body blocks. Is it going to be enough? Beautiful body blocks coming out for Potato, but there comes down the Bounder Strike. Going to try and slow them down. Not going to be good enough. Ronnie picking up himself another kill here.
Cogs.
Cogs going to keep Monkey in place. Potato needs to get away now. He needs one more. Needs one more hit here from the Monkey King. Boundless Strike on cooldown 5 seconds. Not going to be enough. He's going to be able to walk away with his life.
That's worth it. That's a good 2 kills for the Axe.
That is big for the Axe, but it's not the Axe. The core is the one that's suffering here. Platinum Fighters, they've now turned it around. It's now 3-1 for Clan Bacon. A little bit of a different opening to the previous game, eh?
No, I like it. I like it. Quickly looking at the last hit side, Dusa is actually not doing too bad. She's about 3 last hits behind, but 2 denies ahead. So she's actually sustaining the lane against PA. PA.
TA.
And TA, that one.
Yep. I'm actually concentrating on top because what I'm really interested to see if this Void Spirit pick in the top lane was actually good. He's doing pretty well in terms of last hits, but your offlaner, he's also doing really well as well. So it's going to be really interesting while that's all going on. There was a kill in the bot lane. Monkey King managing to pick up the kill onto the Clockwork.
Axe is in a little bit of trouble.
He's
going to actually die for this.
Yeah. Double kill. Monkey King. Do you know what probably maybe do better here?
Yes.
That's theory craft now because the Axe has died twice in this lane. They should swap these lanes. They should put the Axe in the top lane. As soon as the Bloodseeker comes close, he just calls.
True, that can work actually.
Because then you've now got the Void Spirit. You got the Void Spirit that can actually escape from the Monkey King. So
that makes sense. The thing is, you can't really use Battle Hunger against the Monkey because his last hitting is going to be on par.
Yeah. Well, they did
Wow.
manage to pick up a kill top. So Void Spirit actually getting the kill with the assistance of Sol. And he's... what is his first ability? What is his Q? Let's see. Stroke of Fate. I actually play Grim really a lot, but I actually don't remember his abilities. Really weird. Stroke of Fate.
Fate is a very strong item of ability, especially if you can get it straight through all the creeps. Oh,
It
this might be
stacks.
bad.
The more
Creeps
creeps
you
it
have,
goes
yes.
through, the more damage it does. Well, I'm watching bot. I know
Oh.
there was a kill with the Witch Doctor against the Void Spirit, but bot lane, this is where the action's at. Monkey King trying to work down the clockwork. He does activate his battery assault, and now he's going to walk it away. So, missing a kill for absolutely nothing in the bot lane. You guys are killing me. These guys are killing me.
That's a fact. No, unfortunately, I saw the Void Spirit move. Blood literally came in, slowed him down, throw a little bit of blood right in his face, and unfortunately, Witch Doctor just went, "Oops, I hit my kill.
Okay, kill
Thank you
secured.
very much. Goodbye."
Okay, so I'm actually going to eat my words here. The Medusa's actually doing really well against the TA here.
No,
I thought it
definitely,
was.
that's what I'm saying. He's actually now in the lead with last hits, 39 for 12. That's really not bad, where TA is sitting on 38 for 8. So Dusa is actually doing quite well. Oh well, it's 3 freaking Wraith bands. That explains everything.
Yeah. So does this indicate to you that she wants to fight early?
That's that. She just, there's one thing she's missing, actually, from the whole side of Clan Bacon. You don't have much to deal with refraction.
No, so the fact that she's going down is really interesting. In the meantime, X does go down to the
Oh.
Monkey King, but Potato gets the return kill, and the Monkey goes down, so does the Axe. We were focusing top, as it almost looked like the Void Spirit was going to bring down the Bloodseeker, but it didn't happen. Again, in the wrong place.
Oh,
And in the wrong place again. Alright, this time, come on, Jabba. Top
and
lane.
gone.
God, do you know what? I'm going. Who doesn't want to die? Who doesn't want to die? I'll put my camera there. Okay, so mid lane. No one's gonna die mid lane. This is how it's gonna be. This is how it's gonna work.
Alright, so basically just what happened there was, that was a beautiful stroke of fate, level 3, running through 2 heroes and a few creeps, and actually getting a lot of damage out onto the support there. So that worked out in their favor.
All right, but I may actually catch this kill here in the bot lane, Strippy. Ronnie's gonna be in trouble. No, I missed it because Potato saved me with the hook shot. Okay, who else wants to live? I've got the ability, guys. I've got Grave.
Oh, Soul!
Oh, here we go. Sol, he's gonna go down. Last right click is going to be good enough. All right, so my jinx is broken. It's not me. That's
got it.
definitely not me. Finally, I got a kill. I don't have the grave ability
took a
anymore.
while.
I lost it. I lost my ability to save lives.
But I'm giving it to the Dusa, the 3 Wraith Band pickup. Yes, it is expensive. Actually, go that route in the mid lane, but that's giving a farm potential like nothing else. She's last hitting. She's actually doing quite good. Like you said, that 60 last hits per 10 minutes. She's gonna reach it.
Much better
And that's not gonna be a
performance.
problem.
Much better performance
better.
than the Queen of Pain. Absolutely. So a lot more done. Top lane though, Tidy trying to maybe just man mode it against the Void Spirit. He does have Melodict being worked out here. Gonna drop the blood right. They're gonna duck away. Tidy's just gonna clean up those newts. And that's it. Okay,
Just
alright.
to
So
mention, the Dusa was the Storm Spirit in the previous game.
oh yes, that's right. And then the TA was actually the Quap. So
That's correct.
So the Medusa and the TA, they're looking really good in terms of last hits. They're doing really good. I'm sure though, if you were playing the TA, you'd probably feel that you're
Possible kill bot.
losing the lane.
Possible kill bot.
Like
Possible.
possible kill top, but I mean top. There we go. We lose the Bloodseeker. Nice Steric Remnant being used out there. Death Wall being brought down. Sol has to get out of there. Even being installed up, he's going to get silenced out on the TA, and the Void Spirit is just going to walk himself out of there. So they lose Sol on the Grim Stroke, but bot lane, was there a kill in bot lane? I don't know. Oh,
Oh, that was quite interesting to see.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Oh, easy. Okay, I don't even have to. I don't even have to talk that one through. That was, you guys saw it from beginning to end. Battle Hunger into call, into
I saw the
hookshot, into Culling Blade.
Now, well, Culling Blade now in effect, so now that's gonna start being a problem. I believe Axe is gonna build into the Blink Dagger next. I'm hoping at least. He's a little bit behind, only on 600 gold at the moment.
Do you think? I don't know. I was thinking he was maybe going to go Vanguard first, but the Blink would actually be really good. Yeah, they do need this kind of initiation to get in there, stop that shenanigans from the side of Platinum Fighters. But there's a lot of congregation happening top. I mean, the TA was in the vicinity. Just going to allow Medusa to push down the mid lane. This is what happens. Is as soon as you start to feel that you're not doing anything towards the game, you just kind of leave your lane, which is what Platinum Boss has done. Left the lost mid tower and Trickster. He's 80 lost hits in 12 minutes. That's a really good start for him.
That's really good farm. Like I said, that early Wraith Band is actually now coming to play because he's actually able to do quite a lot.
Well, top lane though. They do catch out the Witch Doctor. They're going to try and bring down the Bloodseeker. It's going to be good enough. Tear rocks up to the party with haste. Soul is definitely going to be looked at being brought down. Yeah, the Ogre Major rocks up as well, trying to see if he can make a play. The call's being, or the remnant's been used out on the TA. The TA's going to try and fight through it. Doesn't have the refraction available. She's going to go down, as well as the Void Spirit. Now it's going to be the Ogre Magi versus the Clock. I think it's time for the Ogre to just get out of here.
Yeah, Ogre's just gonna salve up and say, hey, I'm out, cheerio, goodbye.
Shippy, I don't know about you, but this game feels a lot better, a lot more balanced than the first game. They're so much closer. I mean, 9 for 11. Clan Bacon is actually 4K in the lead. They feel like they're a little bit more focused, a little bit more reinvigorated. The Life Stealer in the previous game just wasn't getting enough done. This time around with a more active support such as the Clock, just getting more stuff done around the map.
Look, I love a Clockwork. I used to play that thing like it was broken. And, well, hookshot, if you know where to aim, and you've got the appropriate vision, how can you stop him?
It's
You
tough.
can't just dodge him. You can't just jump out. I hate it when I play against Clockwork with a Spirit Breaker because you're literally trying to ult him and you're just not getting anywhere.
That's a pain. That's a pain. I feel
But
you,
it's
man.
funny to see.
You notice the funny is the ES. As soon as you try and
Oh, yes.
do your enchant totem, I mean, probably that's
Yep.
the best animation. You just can't complete that enchant totem.
And it's literally a split second away from
Casting,
complete
the cast
enchant totem.
point is actually
Yeah.
really bad. Alright, so the game seems to have slowed down all of a sudden. I mean, there was a lot of action-packed stuff happening, and all of a sudden things have just slowed down. They do spot out the Grimstroke here, so this dual pack here in the bot lane. I'm going to try and see if they can find something. There is 3 here. They've only got the Axe and the Grim. Clock is making his way down, so I'm going to actually focus on the Clock because he has got he's got himself hookshot.
I'm gonna follow him. I see what he's doing. The hookshot lands.
There it is. He's going to get soul bound up. He's going to catch 2 potato. He's been caught out there, maledicted up. Blood Right is going to be good. Fighting in the Blood Right. Rupture out onto our poor Axe. He's going to go down. And Deathward's going to just do some damage in the background. So they lose 3 for the side of Clan Bacon. And the Wukong command is going to be put down just to confirm everything.
I feel Clock kinda came in a... He cogged in the wrong direction.
Out. He's going to go down as well to the Void Spirit. So this is interesting. 12 for 12 at 15-minute mark. Things are looking pretty even in terms of kills, but net worth sitting a little bit more in favor for Clan Bacon. Majority of that net worth sitting on the Medusa.
Oh, well, you only want your Medusa to get fat. That's all you need.
Blink almost available, about 700 gold away for the Axe. So that's going to be a big. That's going to be a big item once Clan Bacon picks that up. What's happening here? Why do we have 3 players for the side of Platinum Fighters in the bot lane? They need to make something happen here, otherwise it's time wasted.
Planning. But I think they're backing out now. They took the tower, so they're literally moving into other fields. Rupture down in top lane. Hook shot from the side. Well done. What a save.
I think it would have been alright as well. The TP was going to be there. Pity they didn't have the Ogre Major with him to actually stop the TP. That would have probably been a definite kill if there was actually something there to stop the TP. But that's one of the best counters in the early parts of the game. How do you deal with Rupture? You just TP out if you don't have an Ogre Major.
This is very, very true.
That's my best maneuver. You just TP out. Just TP out.
If there's no stun to really stop you, why stay? Just go.
Yeah.
Leave.
Right, let's have a look at see what Medusa's building to. She's got lined up her. It's going to be Scuddies, Hurricane Pike, Manta. She just picked it up now as well. So yeah, she's looking quite dreadfully strong at this point in time. Wukong Command going to actually be used up here in the mid lane, just guaranteeing themselves this tier 1 tower. They're going to fight Sol, actually running forward. Sol going to be brought down, doesn't cancel the TP. Clockwork goes down as well. Beautiful stun coming out. Trickster wants to fight this now. Stone Gaze being used up. There's the stun from the Witch Doctor. He's going to be able to, he's going to go down. So Stone Gaze doing a little bit of work there. Did they manage to pick up the tier 1 tower? Nope, no, just under halfway. HP for the tier 1 tower. Trickster.
There was a lot of HPs expended for, well, 2 kills. That's a lot.
But they're big kills. I mean, the Medusa.
That's true.
That's their 3 and 4 going down, so that's pretty big. The biggest kill on this team at the moment is going to be the Medusa.
5, eh?
Yeah.
That's the 4 and 5 that went down. Only
no, the clock and the axe. It was the clock and the axe that went down, so it was the 4 and 3.
Wasn't
5 is the Grim. Oh yes,
Grim
4, 5, and 3. No.
Oh fuck! Okay, never mind. That's
Did we lose
worse.
Axe?
Way worse.
No, I think
I don't know.
I think you're right. No, they only lost the
Axe
clock.
didn't die.
Yeah, 5
So
and
it's only
4.
supposed to
Excuse me.
die. You know what's starting to get scary? It's his Dusa. On 16 minutes, 30 seconds, she got a Manta style. She's sitting with a Manta style, and she bought already a first ultimate orb for a Skadi.
So that's going to be the problem. Now, when the draft was taking place, I was saying that Platinum Fighters, they've got about a 40-minute window to actually close out this game and win it. After that, Medusa's just going to get way too strong. Already, she's way too strong. So, Platinum Fighters are going to have to do something to try and shut this Medusa down. Farming is not going to help at this point in time. I suppose they're just waiting to get the blink on the TA. And then they'll maybe try and make something happen. The TA is top of the charts for the side of the Radiant. Still not getting enough done. She's third overall.
She's almost 3k behind.
It's big for your mid.
Yeah, that's huge. Dusa is happy. Like I said, she's building up to that Scotty, and she already bought the first ultimate orb pre 20 minutes. That's fast. That's a lot of farm.
So something
and
interesting.
She's not afraid to fight.
So something interesting as well is we normally see the Void Spirits actually picking up a Yules to guarantee that Ether Remnant to make sure that they get the pull. This time around, Jay's gone for a big damage build. Picked up himself the Chrysalis. He's building himself into the Lincolns as well. Really worried about that Rupture as well. So itemizing a little bit differently as what a mid Void Spirit would do. But Clan Bacon, they're forcing down tier 2 in the bot lane, while the smoke in the top lane is going to go fruitless. And they're going to get a tier 2 off this. They're going to get 1 TP in here. No, it was just a scan. I thought it was going to be a TP.
That's a lot of damage that this Dusa is doing already. But that's exactly what you want. You want her to say, how's it, let's fight.
Well, here we go. Here comes the...
And that's also what you want to see.
The blink on the X has been revealed. Monkey King still trying to fight out the Medusa. The TA keeps the Monkey King alive for just a little bit longer. Not going to be good enough. It does go down. There comes the Stone Gaze install. Going to stun out the Ogre. TA needs to get out of there. Has been maledicted up. There's the Gaze or the Cogs. The Simulator is going to be able to do a little bit of damage there. And the only the X going down for the side of Clan Bacon, and 3 down for the side of
Scary.
Platinum Fighters. This is very scary for Platinum Fighters. But look,
that was a full engage, and Dusa just said, "How's it with an axe sacrificing himself for 3 kills?"
You know, but even Clan Bacon needs to win this to draw out the points, because first game they had to forfeit. So if this game continues the way we think it's going to continue, and Clan Bacon takes the win, it's going to leave them on 1-1 points, so or even points for the night. So it's fantastic.
That's points. That's what you want.
Yeah. It would be fantastic for Platinum Fighters to be able to get the win, get themselves 2 points for the evening, and they'd be really happy with this. At this point in time, I just don't see how they're going to actually do it. I mean, what do you do to deal with the Medusa? None of them are building diffusal blades, or none that I can see at least.
Look, it's all, her mana is all dependent damage, so you don't necessarily have to go diffusal blade, because the more damage you do, the faster her mana drops.
Well, if
But
you're
this
doing
stage, there's no damage. There's not that amount of damage.
yeah, they're lacking it. Bloodseeker got himself the Maelstrom. They do have the Deso up on the TAO, but there comes the inked black swell core axe. Down comes the casket. They're going to get the Soulbound hasn't been joined up yet, but the silence does come down. They do lose Ronnie in the background. There comes the Stroke of Fate, going to bring down the Clockwork. Death Wall being brought down. Platinum Boss looking for more, jumping on the back lines. Platinum Fighters managing to take down 2, take down 4, excuse me, with 1 bar back. So that was a big victory for the side of Platinum Fighters. And can they actually find more? I don't. I think they're pretty safe.
Well, Dusa literally stood there alone with Monkey hitting the living daylights out of her, and she's just boom attacking back. Monkey can't kill her.
But I mean, when you're in a situation like that, you just ignore her. To be honest, you try and separate the fight. You try and focus out certain heroes. That's how they brought down the axe. So Platinum Fighters played that really well. They avoided the fight with the Medusa, and they just took fights elsewhere. If the Medusa's your last one standing and you've got 4 players alive, you can't do much. You can't do much.
The other scary part, it's 23 minutes in, and Medusa has an eye of Scotty.
That is scary. Regardless of how well that fight went for Platinum Fighters, this is still scary.
The timing on Medusa's items is way too far ahead. She shouldn't be sitting with that type of items at 23 minutes.
Well, call comes down onto the TA. They're going to be able to pick up this kill pretty easy. The Rupture does go down onto the Void Spirit. Going to hold him in place, but he does have big buddies around, going to be able to protect him out.
No, he's got fat buddies around. Not big,
X,
fat.
he gets the call off. He does manage to find it. There comes down the Blood Drought. Going to throw out the silence. Doesn't catch the X. He runs back. Going to be good enough for the dunk. Takes him down. And fight's coming quick and fast in this later part of the game.
Clan Bacon is no longer holding back. The Eye of Scotty is there, so they are literally now looking for all the fights. And with that said, Rosh is going to be the next victim, like I call it. Grandpa Rosh just sitting there viewing the fights, and now he's getting fight.
Do you know the biggest thing that worries me though is when majority of your net worth is sitting on 1 hero.
That is definitely a problem.
You kind of get, yeah.
The Void Spirit is also second on the log on net worth.
But that's from farming though. That's pretty much from farming. The Bloodseeker kind of shuts him down with the Rupture. So, I mean, a lot of it's been farming, and when team fights actually take place, he's good for basically an Ether Remnant, and then he's kind of quiet throughout the fight because he's been ruptured. Maybe I should take that back. He is 7 for 3. Maybe I should take that back.
He's doing good. He's trying to survive.
He's doing good. It's he's typically not the Void Spirit you'd see in let's say a normal fight where he's dancing backwards and forwards and he's dropping rings on the floor and he's being an absolute nightmare. So he has to play it a little bit different. So he's obviously got to play around with what he's got to work with. But it's going to be a little bit better now for him. He's picked up the Lincolns. So he's going to be a lot more maneuverable, I feel now. Even if the rupture comes down, he's got that Lincolns to actually stop that. So I think he's going to be a little bit more proactive in team fights. And I think he's going to be a lot more happy. I did see a quickening charm being picked up. Who's actually going to be using that? That would be... The Void Spirit should actually use the quickening charm, I feel. No one's picked up the quickening charm. Big team fight looks like they're building up here. They do have 4 players here for Platinum Fighters. The ward does spot them out. The pings do come out. Monkey jumps forward. He's going to try and find the clock. In the meantime, there comes out the silent. They're going to bring down the clock really quickly. Soulbind going to be used up onto the Yoga Magi. The Simulator is going to be good enough. They're going to drop the Witch Doctor. There comes the Stone Gaze doing its work. Void Spirit needs to get out of there. Does have the double damage. Not going to be good enough. The Wukong's Command doing its work. And poor Sol in the back lines on the Grimstrike needs to get out of there. Medusa trying to man-mount it up against the Bloodseeker. Not going to be good enough. The Medusa gets the kill. They get the final kill down on the Monkey King. And that is it. 5 down for the side of Platinum Fighters. Clan Bacon doing it for the people.
And that was Dusa right in the middle. And not dying with Aegis. Not dying at all, just sitting right in the middle, tanking everything and surviving.
I don't know why they actually split up the team fight while Monkey went so far back. If the Monkey and the Bloodseeker stayed on the Medusa, they would have cleaned out the Medusa and potentially then the rest of the team teammates in the backlines. Oh, big plays here from the Witch Doctor, trying to make a play, but the call does come down from the axe. Takes down the Witch Doctor, trying to make a play, just try and keep his team in it. They don't want to use the buybacks from the players, so they're going to lose Baba Yaga as well on the Ogre Magi. They're going to probably get a tier 3, maybe a Lane of Rax. Monkey King is back, so is the TA. There's the rupture out onto the Medusa. The call's not going to be good enough. Platinum Boss hook shot misses the TA, but does catch out... does catch out the Bloodseeker. He's now going to get stunned up by the Ogre Magi. And Trickster, he's just... he doesn't want a part of this. He's just going for the Rex. Guys, this is my job. Let me just hit buildings. Sun comes
he's
out.
got split shot, so he's literally standing there attacking everyone. And he still has Aegis, so he doesn't care.
Call is good.
Look
Catching out Baba Yaga. Monkey King goes
sack.
down. That was a massive call, but Trickster just too strong. Just right-clicking it down. Surviving on very little HP. Still does have the Aegis. Platinum Fighters out of gas, I feel.
Did you see the damage that Medusa did the second she popped the Manta style?
Huge. Like, I mean, it's...
That was massive.
Yeah, GG. The boys from Platinum Fighters.
Called. They know they can't keep
it.
on fighting this. It's too much.
The boys tap out.
What a game.
Much better draft from the side of Clan Bacon. So I think we gave them a lot of stick in the first game about their draft. Second draft they came around, they really thought about it, and they came back much stronger. That Medusa pick really did pay off for them, and paid dividends.
No, definitely, I agree with you there.
Right, well, that is going to pretty much end the stream for this evening, guys. This has been an ELSA Group 2 qualifiers. And we've had the privilege of casting Clan Bacon, your victors this evening, and unfortunately saying goodbye to Platinum Fighters, but not really saying goodbye. It just means that Clan Bacon got this win, and in the previous game, because of the forfeit, Platinum Fighters got their win. So all in all, everyone gets a trophy tonight, or everyone gets 1 point this evening. So thank you for joining us in game and on stream. For all of you that are out there, take a look at the Facebook page of Public Gamers. We're having a bit of a birthday bash. Check it out, and hopefully we'll see you guys there. I'm Jabba, joined by Shippy. Before we completely sign off, Shippy, anything else you want to say?
Have a good night, and hope it's a peaceful one.
We're going to be playing Dota. I don't think anything's going to be peaceful about it. Right,
facts.
well, guys,
True facts.
from ourselves, good night and God bless.